Well, a bunker, if you want to get technical. I think it sounds more interesting my way. But I'm not there much anymore. I'm usually out here picking up food and supplies for my family, whatever they need. Yeah, I'm not worried. They can handle themselves. But somebody has to get the groceries, know what I mean? And actually these days, I think they'd rather have me out here anyway. But that's a whole other story. So listen, can I ask you something on the level? I had a run-in with this group calling themselves the Brotherhood of Steel. Pretty strange bunch. Do you know anything about them? Well, that shouldn't be a problem for me. I can't afford anything like that. Hey, so where are you headed anyway? Guess we have that in common then. I'll be honest. You're the first person I've run across out here that looks like he can really handle himself. There are places I've never been to that'd be too dangerous for just me. What do you think? Maybe we could travel together, help each other out. Good. That's the look I was going for. Trust me on this one, though. You'll be glad you brought me along. If I turn out to be a burden, we can part ways at any time. No hard feelings. Now you're talking. One thing you should know first, though. I ask you about the Brotherhood because I'm one of them. I know, but I had to know how you react when I told you. We have made a lot of enemies. You still okay bringing me along? I'm great at punching people. I'm not gonna lie. It's a gift. Well, thanks for taking a chance on a naive young girl from California with stars in her eyes and a pneumatic gauntlet on her hand. Let's hit the road, huh?
Alexander doesn't pay me to talk.
No offense. Now you're talking. You still... Well, thanks.
Hey. Hi, mister. I don't have a mama or papa anymore. I see them. Oh. I can take off my medicine and do some thinking. People say it's real interesting. Some people say that it's... I don't know which is true. I see a lot. I think a lot. There's a lot to hear through the 188, too. That maybe accounts for the thinking. This thing on my head is headache medicine. It works real good, except I can't think when it's on. Really think, I mean. Thinking hurts you too? Aw, Great. What do you want me to think about? I can think about you, here, or everywhere. What do you want? Let me take off my medicine. Bull and bear over the dam, at each other's throats. But a light from Vegas? Balls spinning on the wheel, more than two at the table, placing bets. All lose in different ways. A dam of corpses, towns of corpses, scattered across the sand. But whose? In what shares? Even the dealer doesn't know. Forecast, a rain of blood will flood the desert and not purify it. Blah. Thinking about everywhere always makes me feel a little sick.
Careless of the NCR to let their monorail get blown up. Is there some reason I should be talking to you? Like you have a clue what that even means. You like it any better if I tell you to fuck off? Don't they have sentries standing watch? Still making a nuisance of yourself? Am I selling? Yeah. Am I selling to you? No. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but you're small time. Move along. You might be onto something. I like to hang on to any weapons mods I run across. Take a look.
Listen up. I'm in charge of security around here, and I can't say I'm too happy about having an outsider waltzing around. But since you came in with Veronica, I'm inclined to cut you a little slack. Just behave yourself, and we won't have any problems, okay? Oh, and the Elder's going to want to talk to you. He's on the second level. Just take a right once you get down there. My office is right here in case you need anything. Just ask for Ramos.
Subject E, diagnosis complete. Begin recording. My name is Whitley. I'm a researcher at Adams Air Force Base. Until recently, I was in charge of the Duraframe Reinforcement Project for the combat model iBots. iBot Duraframe Subject E is both the prototype and the last functional model in this test group. I was prepared to make several significant upgrades to the machines. However, as the project was canceled and all Duraframe assets are being diverted to Hellfire Armor, I am sending this model to the Navarro outpost. If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts in Chicago, give this unit whatever repairs it needs so it can continue to Navarro.
That's why he won't challenge
Still
you
breaking
now,
hearts
right?
there, I see, Scribe Schuler.
NCR coming after us. This bunker is secure. After the battle at Helios 1, some people were worried.
Hello, you must be the outsider everyone's talking about. I'm Linda Schuller. If you ever need medical attention, this is the place to come. This is...
About the NCR coming after us. This bunker is secure.
Hello. We always make sure to keep an ample supply of Radaway. Most of us haven't had the exposure outsiders like you take for granted. Hello. Can I help? Thanks.
Hello, outsider. You're being watched, so don't get any ideas.
You must be the stranger I've been hearing about. Sorry, but I'm strictly forbidden from offering our tech to outsiders like yourself. Besides, I'm a little busy right now.
Welcome to the range. Feel free to use any open lane. Sure. The Elder's already given the okay. Unfortunately, you'll have to use your own weapons and ammo. Only a few people get to venture outside.
Seems the destruction of the
When Paladin Ramos informed me that Veronica was approaching with an outsider in tow, at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided that an outsider could be of use to me right now. However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here, though you'd remain Veronica's responsibility. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us? Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently. and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I need to send someone else to discover what happened to them. While that is disheartening news, there remains hope that the other 2 patrols may still be found alive. I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map once you get to the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful to you.
How many troops do they have?
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. And he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say? As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years, and those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by, and many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations, and all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed. Veronica's a special case. She handles the procurement of supplies. If we didn't let her and those like her back in, we'd all starve. If the Elder could manage it, he'd shut them out as well, and all in the name of security, which is why we need to replace him. Of course I have, many times in fact. The Elder has an open-door policy and will listen to advice on any subject save this one. He refuses to see that our isolation is slowly weakening us. Aside from being our duty, going out on missions is what kept us strong. And because he fails to see that, he must be replaced. I would. I'm the senior-most paladin in the chapter, and have more combat experience than any 2 others here put together. I'd gladly support another candidate, but no one has the courage to step forward and make the attempt, so it falls to me. I would put this chapter back on the right path, if I could just assume leadership. I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, so they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it? If I become Elder, the lockdown will be lifted, and we'll once again be able to send patrols out into the wastes. We'll become powerful again. And when that happens, it will be good to have the Brotherhood as an ally. Good enough? That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lieutenant Jackson. I am here on behalf of the Enclave. We have been tracking your progress via your Pip-Boy. We have noticed that you've become quite influential in the Mojave. We believe that you would be a great asset to us. Therefore, we request that you meet our commander, General Jameson, at Henderson Bunker. There. I've marked the location on your Pip-Boy. Very well. Just board the vertibird. But I will be keeping my eye on you.
What is it, Winston?
What is it, Wastelander?
We may be small, but we are still strong.
What is it, Wastelander?
We may be small, but we are still strong.
Ah, the courier. I see you made it to Henderson in one piece. What do you think? Yes, Henderson Bunker. Quite a piece of engineering, isn't it? It was built before the war. I'm sure by now you must have come across a vault. The US government contracted Vault Tech to build multiple military installations using similar technology. Time's not being kind to Henderson, and usually there's something falling apart somewhere, but on the whole, we're doing quite well for ourselves here. Myself? I'm Operative Scully. I used to do field work, usually reconnaissance. It's not easy keeping tabs of what goes on out there from a bunker. I was then reassigned to act as head of security for Henderson up until recently. Now I'm the Auxiliary Operations Coordinator. What do you know about the Enclave, Courier? That's right. Not long ago, they tried to cleanse the wasteland, along with everything else in it. The methods were crude and xenophobic. We want to bring our glorious nation back, with less extreme measures, and it's my job to see it through. I imagine we'll be working together soon. But first, the General did send for you, and you should go find him. All right. We'll talk more later, Courier.
Can't talk.
General Jameson will lead us. temperature. I'm wounded. Wounded.
This bunker isn't gonna keep itself from
General Jameson. General Jameson.
You must be the courier. It's a pleasure to finally meet. We've been hearing a great deal about you. I'm General Jameson of the Enclave. I doubt this is a surprise to you, but the Enclave is now nothing more than a shadow of its former self. Our final president was a faulty AI, and shortly after his destruction, the Enclave as a whole had fractured. Various factions emerged, all with conflicting ideologies. War broke out, and that brings us here. We need your help. All of us here agree that the Enclave's original vision was extremely flawed. We can't bring our great nation back by purging everything within it. We need the Wasteland's people to help us, and they need us to keep them safe. Together we can bring back what was lost 200 years ago. Our problem is in another Enclave splinter group located in the Mojave, the Richardson Elite. They want to eradicate us for the path we've taken. We need you to help us consolidate and eliminate them before they massacre innocents. Will you join us? Thank you, Courier. Trust me when I say you've made a wise choice. While I prepare your assignment, there's likely someone here needing your help.
What is it, Wastelander?
I don't understand why that fool is allowed to roam Henderson. Filthy creature.
It's good you're here, Courier. I need help with some urgent matters. We've not been able to produce our own vertibirds in decades, and as time passes, it's been getting harder to keep the ones we have airworthy. We've been running low on parts to keep the vertibirds flying, and if we don't rectify that, we could be in serious trouble. To top that off, we've had 2 vertibirds crash. They're write-offs, but we can't risk having their black boxes being recovered by outsiders. The Mojave was home to a few vertibird refueling stations. The locations of most of them have been lost throughout the years. However, we know the location of one. If you can gain access to it, you should be able to find the supplies we need within. I'll mark the location on your Pip-Boy. The facility will most likely be inaccessible without a valid keycard. Take this one. Good luck, Courier. Those black boxes record telemetry data and flight plans, among other things. Information that could give away our location. I'd like you to recover the black boxes before anyone else does. I won't keep you waiting.
Any idea who that is?
What is it, Wastelander?
What is it, Wastelander?
Lead us to glory.
What is it, Wastelander?
I don't know you. And I know everyone here in Henderson. Who are you? Huh. So you're the courier. Yeah, I know you. I'm the quartermaster. Quartermaster Callaghan to you. And you're in my armory. Looking for something? Everything seems to be in order. Though all I've got at the moment is some roughed up East Coast power armor. It's about all I can give you, I'm afraid. Now, something tells me I'm going to regret asking this. But you do know how to use power armor, right? Of course you don't. Alright, just listen to me carefully. You needing something? Hand it over. I'll take a look. Take a look.
General Jameson will lead us to glory.
General Jameson will lead us to glory.
We may be small, but we're still strong.
Hey there, need anything?
Do you honestly think the fools in Henderson Bunker are the only ones who can track a Pip-Boy? We know you've been working with them. A foolish move which has made you a target. Prepare yourself.
Busy.
Who are you and why are you interrupting me? Well, that's just dandy then. Now, get out of my face and return to your post, moron!
Soldier? You were attacked? That's worrying. They're growing bold. But excellent work on recovering the armor. We'll reverse engineer it and try to produce some for ourselves. Thank you, Courier. I don't have any other assignments for you right now. Dismissed. One of the many...
Stop wasting my time!
Perimeter's been quiet since you... I haven't got any more bounties for you. It's been quiet and calm since you reported in. So I left.
What is it, Trooper? You're not assigned to my squad as far as I know. A lot of the crops grown here support the various NCR camps in the region. McCarran, Goff, and Forlorn Hope, to name a few. We can't have wastelanders popping in here for a free meal, so my squad and I are assigned to keep things from going to hell. Impressive, aren't they? You don't see anything like this outside of NCR territory, that's for sure. We get the water, clean water, pumped in from Lake Mead. If you follow the big pipes, they'll take you all the way to the lake. Carry on.
I don't handle buying and selling for the gun runners. Talk to the robot in the kiosk near our factory. None whatsoever. Everything inside the fence is off limits, and the guards have strict orders to shoot to kill. A lot of our high-end weaponry comes from pre-war military schematics. If our competition got a hold of them, it'd be bad for business. Later.
shit! Damn it, that's gonna stink.
There you are. I'll cut straight to the point. The airport has very large troop concentrations, laser turrets, and watchtowers. The biggest threat will be the laser turrets, and so that will be your first objective. You have to breach the power plant and disable them. Once the turrets are down, I'll send you further orders. There are a few radios that I can tap into to contact you. You can enter the power plant through the sewer entrance, but be careful. No doubt they have troops positioned there as well.
Had enough?
Over here! You like that? Had enough?
Okay. According to my reports, you're underneath the power plant. Once you're up there, head straight to the building on the right. There you will find the terminals to deactivate the laser turrets. Be careful when you go topside. Do not attract attention. Turrets are disabled. I'll radio on Henderson and tell them to send the attacking force. I suggest you don't engage the enemy until the support arrives. Also, if you're able, I suggest hacking into the turret targeting perimeter system. If you manage to get into it, transfer the turret control over to me. I'll set the turrets to help the attack force when the support arrives.
The enemy!
Okay. According to my reports, you're underneath the power plant. Once you're up there, head straight to the building on the right. There you will find the terminals to deactivate the laser turrets. Be careful when you go topside. Do not attract attention.
Come on! You like that?
Good work. The turrets are disabled. I'll radio in Henderson and tell them to send the attacking force. I suggest you don't engage the enemy until the support arrives. Also, if you're able, I suggest hacking into the turret targeting perimeter system. If you manage to get into it, transfer the turret control over to me. I'll set the turrets to help the attack force when the support arrives.
like that? Like that?
Nicely done, courier. The airfield's ours. I'll be stationed here to oversee its occupation and future operations. The general's rewarded you with a room in Henderson Bunker. It's in level 2A, down the hallway on the left. Before I forget, Operative Scully back at the Henderson Bunker mentioned having some potential jobs for you. Nothing too major, but if you're interested, you'll find him at a security office right by level 1's entrance.